I heard a huge blast. There was fear that creeped in, a chill ran down my spine. I cannot tell you. Balakot airstrike had taken place. There was a lot of things going on between the two countries. So I just told him, आप चलो, आप बाकी लोगों को बंकर में पुश करो, मैं आती हूँ. He immediately said, साहब आपको अकेले छोड़ के नहीं जाऊँगा. That thing stayed with me for such a long time.
What would you pass down to the next generation?
The army is known not to leave anybody behind. We stand by each other. Giving up should never be in your blood. What makes a person different is how you overcome that fear and how you face it. And that's what the military teaches you.
Welcome to this series of Dabur Red Paste, Desh Ke Lal. Today, Dabur Red Paste is proud to honor our armed forces veterans, our true Desh Ke Lals. Let's listen in as we celebrate these remarkable lives and the ideals that unite us all. I'm Astha Atrebanan, journalist and author, and today I'm meeting Major Prajakta Desai, Indian Army's first woman unmanned aerial vehicle observer pilot. A skydiver, mountaineer, and a microlight pilot, she served across India's toughest terrains with courage and conviction. Hi, I'm so honored to speak to you today. I want to because I am myself an army daughter, so it's lovely to talk to someone in the armed forces. But you've served in India's toughest terrains, and led aviation missions and made history. But personally, what has stood out for you in your journey?
First and foremost, thank you so much for inviting me to this podcast. And what a brilliant concept that you folks have regarding Desh Ke Lal, where the armed forces soldiers are being honored.
Yeah.
They are being spoken to and their stories are being heard by everyone. If I have to talk about a defining moment in my career was I joined Indian Army in April 2010. I served for over 11 years, retired in 2011. While all the missions that I have done as an air traffic controller or a UAV pilot, what stayed with me the most was the camaraderie we have in the armed forces. There's a saying which goes that we never leave anyone behind.
Yeah.
And that stayed with me because of an experience that I had. It was in February 2019 when we all know Balakot airstrike had taken place. There was a lot of things going on between the two countries. While I was posted in Sharifabad, that's a place like just 40 kilometers away from Srinagar, 40 minutes away from Srinagar.
Okay.
And I was posted there. We had got an intelligence that something may happen.
Okay.
So what is generally expected is such kind of strikes do not take place in broad daylight. वो generally होता है when you are at your गहरी नींद में between
Yeah.
2 to 4
Yeah.
or broad, just a first light पे.
Yeah.
But that time what had happened was the aircraft had crossed over in our territory in the broad daylight around 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And while I was outside with my senior officer, my commanding officer, and the other officer, we were standing there. We were having some kind of a discussion. Right outside the office, I heard a huge blast, and very huge, and it was like a striking sound. And we all looked up, and there was another second shot that we heard, and all of a sudden, an aircraft was hit, and it had fallen down.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And the sound was so loud, we didn't know whether it was with the aircraft, missile, or a IED blast. So both the officers, they went to check what it was, while my responsibility lied because I was in the office premises. And it was clear when something like this happens, the first step that you have to take is all the people will go inside the bunkers, while
Yeah.
those who are deployed will take their own actions. Because I am an air traffic controller, now the onus lies on me to check where our helicopters are. And we had one in the air, it was already on its regular sortie. So immediately I remember running inside my office and making a phone call to the ATC tower. I wanted to know where are the whereabouts about aircraft are. I spoke to them and I was checking, hope our helicopter is fine. Trust me, that was the day I got afraid. There was fear that creeped in, a chill ran down my spine. I cannot tell you what I felt. When people say nobody is afraid, that's a lie.
Yeah.
We are humans. We are meant to feel fear. But what makes a person different is how you overcome that fear and how you face it. And that's what the military teaches you. While my feet trembled, very honest, I wouldn't lie about it. I made the phone call and immediately one of my soldier came running. He said, "Saab chalo." So I just told him, "Aap chalo, आप बाकी लोगों को बंकर में पुश करो, मैं आती हूँ." He immediately said, साहब आपको अकेले छोड़ के नहीं जाऊँगा. So that thing stayed with me for such a long time. My immediate reaction was, okay, just let me finish the phone call. You do as I say, and I'll come with you. The point here to tell is whatever fear I may faced, or whatever the situation was, when I say that the army is known not to leave anybody behind, we stand by each other. You know, the camaraderie that was shown by the Jawan, that was shown by the soldier.
Yeah.
As an officer, he was supposed to listen to my orders. But you know, more than that, he had courage of conviction.
Yeah.
He knew that he's supposed to wait with me. You know, that's the training and that's the trust that we build in each other. कि खुद के सेफ्टी से पहले हम दूसरों की सेफ्टी पहले देखते हैं. वी आर इवन व्हेन वी आर ट्रेन्ड in the academies while becoming officers, under training officers, that time also you're put in such high pressure situations that आपको एक दूसरे का साथ देना है, आपको एक दूसरे को छोड़ के नहीं जाना है. because हम जब फौज में जाते हैं we are completely raw.
Yeah.
आपको वहाँ पे सिखाया जाता है, आपको वो क्वालिटीज़ आप में बिल्ड की जाती है. और सबसे बड़ी क्वालिटी होती है ऑफ कमराडरी एंड नॉट बीइंग सेल्फिश, सेल्फलेसनेस. So this is what stayed with me till date, and I have spoken it on every platform that I went, that my soldier, he was the one who waited for me. He valued me or the person, a different person over his life. So that was the most defining moment of my career. Not what I did, but what he did for me and what he displayed, what we say camaraderie. This is what he displaced.
Totally. I even understand it as a daughter of an army officer, because I have felt it everywhere I have met someone from the army. There's this sudden connect. You're like, you know, you feel the camaraderie, be it from anyone in the armed forces or their kids or their wives. You meet them and you're like, okay, great. And you've been awarded for this. You've got the prestigious Ahilya Bai Holkar Award. Tell me, when you get an award like this, what do you feel? Like, what does a person need to achieve to get awarded like this? So, you know, how do you feel?
I personally, I don't work for awards. I'm happy that I got this recognition. Honestly, why I got it was because from last 4 years after I left army, I started guiding these aspirants, defense aspirants. So kids, I would say, from the age of 16 and a half who want to get into NDA till the age of 25, 27 who want to get into other academies directly.
OTA or,
yes,
yeah.
OTA, IMA, Indian Naval
The ones that
Academy
you
and
go
all.
a little
Yes.
later. Yeah.
So all these kind of students I had connected with, and I used to guide them pro bono, because I always feel that education is something, उसके लिए पैसा होना ज़रूरी नहीं है, उसके लिए आपके रिसोर्सेस नहीं है, इसलिए किसी बच्चे को एजुकेशन ना मिलना या कोई एक्सपोजर ना मिलना ये गलत बात है, ऐसे मैं समझती हूँ. एंड आई ऑलवेज थॉट कि जब मैं छोटी थी, I also had a financial constraint. Then not everybody is, you know, from well-to-do
Sure.
family.
Yeah.
My parents somehow managed to, you know, give me that kind of a push. The push was always there, but financial push was limited. Resources were limited. So I thought, why not come on a platform and whatever experience I have taken in last 10, 11 years, just keep guiding them, giving them feedbacks on what improvement they can do, taking capsules of services selection board interviews, SSB interviews. So I have done it only for the students because I feel the real power or real raw talent you get is in those, you know, who come from small cities.
Yeah.
Because our city, we may have a lot of exposure. But when you come from a smaller place, एक्सपोजर शायद ज़्यादा नहीं मिलेगा आपको इन टर्म्स ऑफ एक बड़ा शहर जहाँ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर वगैरह होता है. बट जो आप लाइफ के स्ट्रगल्स होते हैं ना, आप वहाँ सीखते हो. और ऐसे जो बच्चे होते हैं ना, उनमें लीडरशिप क्वालिटीज़ बहुत ही बढ़िया होती है.
पैशन भी होता है.
बहुत पैशन होता है. सो आई ऑलवेज थॉट कि येस, उनको हमें गाइड करना है. एंड वो एक रीज़न था. और दूसरा, मैं एक एनिमल रेस्क्यूअर हूँ. मैं खुद 10-15 साल हो गए होंगे मैं ये चीज़ करती हूँ. अर्लियर माई पेरेंट्स यूज्ड टू सपोर्ट मी फाइनेंशियली, बट जब मैंने स्टार्ट किया खुद की कमाई, उस टाइम आई हैव पुश्ड माई सेल्फ टू डू इट. मेरी गाड़ी है, आई हैव पर्पजली टेकन एन XUV बिकॉज उसमें ज़्यादा डॉग्स कैटल्स भी आ जाते हैं. It's me and my husband, own money, and we rescue dogs, cats, little bit of birds. Haven't had more success there. Even cattles, whichever animal we find in trouble, we have been catering to it. मतलब the best possible thing. the thing is that I need to save at least one soul at a time. So I think these are the two major reasons why I had been awarded that. Well, service is something that the army has given me an opportunity. I owe that to the armed forces, but it's more for these two reasons that I was
Lovely.
awarded this.
But I feel like it's so important to inspire young people to go into the army because that has stopped. Like, I passed out 20 years ago and a lot of people from my generation went to the army, but now I feel that it's reducing, so it's very important to inspire young people to still go into the army. I'm going to come to your personal habits. Like Dabur Red is India's number one Ayurvedic toothpaste. So do you have any Ayurvedic practices that you practice in your life, in your habits that have sort of protected you from the negativities of life?
Very honestly, मेरा जो ननिहाल है, my mother's place, वहाँ पे इनिशियली व्हेन आई वाज अ चाइल्ड मैं सोचती थी ये कैसे, मतलब इट इज़ नथिंग लेस देन अ मिलिट्री प्लेस. बट येस, माई ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स वर सच दैट मॉर्निंग में उठना एक स्पेसिफिक टाइम पे, देन दे यूज्ड टू एक्चुअली मेक अस डू लिटिल बिट ऑफ एक्सरसाइज, सूर्य नमस्कार, थिंग्स लाइक गर्म पानी पीना. ये हो गई. फिर
घी और गर्म पानी.
गर्म पानी पीना वॉज वन थिंग. और जैसे छोटी मोटी चीज़ें, हम आजकल सर्दी खांसी हो जाते हैं, वी रन टू टेक एनी मेडिसिन. उस टाइम ग्रैंड ममा कुछ काढ़ा दे देगी. इट इज़ pathetic to taste, but it
does the
cures,
job.
yes.
Yeah.
So rather than taking medications and all, these are the herbs that they had. They used it from generations, that because उस time मेरी परदादी नानी was also alive.
अच्छा.
And they used to make us do. Then इसको अभ्यंग स्नान कहते हैं, when you oil yourself before having a bath.
Yes.
तो ये सब चीज़ें
Actually, they say like after your workout you should oil yourself before having a bath. Yeah.
तो ये सब चीज़ें हमें करवाई जाती थी May vacation में. So May vacation was not
No wonder
something
you have
like
great skin.
Yeah, thank you. Not something like a vacation.
Yeah.
It was more of a military school that we went in, and included having your studies for 1 hour.
Yeah.
Even if you're in this, there's some kind of a timetable,
Routine.
yes,
Yeah.
and a routine they had for us,
Yeah.
and I think that made us more disciplined, all the children in the house.
And that you have carried on
Yes.
in your military service.
Yes.
And now you're also
Thanks to army.
Yeah, and you're also like training people. So
Yes.
if in the last question I would ask you, what would you pass down to the next generation? Something that prepares them or empowers them for the life ahead.
I can just say something. Giving up should never be in your blood. You should never ever give up, whatever the problems may be. Always show up. If we have like 30 seconds, I can just share an anecdote here.
Please do.
Of my own military career. So when I was training, I had this fear of jumping into the swimming pool. There's kind of a test where you jump from a 5-meter
Yeah.
podium and a 10-meter podium. And trust me, it scared me to death.
Yeah.
That thing stayed with me for a very long time, that in spite of you performing good, you have presented yourself as a person who gives up easily, and you have certain kind of a fear, and that doesn't work in the armed forces.
Yeah.
Today people may not speak on your face, but something will always stay back. I wanted to prove it to myself that I'm not a coward, honestly. In 2019, I made a decision to learn skydiving.
Yeah. I
So,
was going to
yeah.
say you skydive.
Yes,
then.
so people were like, are you crazy? You are scared. Your feet tremble at 5 meters. Skydiving is like 13,000 feet. I said, nothing doing. I'm going to do it. When you opened the door and the air gushed in, I questioned myself, are you even crazy? Just to prove a point, or maybe that's what my mind said then. You want to jump from a fully functional aircraft with a parachute. And then I was like, nothing doing. You have decided. I just crawled out. You have to actually stand just hanging outside the aircraft.
Yeah.
And when I gave him a count 1, 2, and it was done, and I dived. And that was the biggest, I would say, success of my life, that from a 5-meter failure, I went on jumping from 13,000 feet. And in my entire dive, I was just excited and did not pay attention even to the drills. When my parachute opened, you're all alone. The instructors just go out. You're all alone. And that time I realized that it's all in the mind. So all those who are, hearing this podcast also, you have the powerhouse is in you. It's in your head. It's a power of subconscious mind. And if you have decided that I have to overcome something, you will. So I always tell people never give up, and giving up should be never in the blood. Whatever may happen today, tomorrow, if you have to prove something to yourself, forget the world. You will be doing it and you should do it. So that's why I wanted to share this beautiful anecdote of my life, that if I can do it, I think everybody on this planet can do it. So people should not give up and always show up when the time is right.
Especially because you're saying it, I trust you, because we trust army people and armed forces people, and we trust Dabur Red. Thank you for sharing your inspiring journey with us today. Just as Dabur Red Paste Desh Ke Lal stands for boldness, protection, and is trusted by 40 crore Indians, our armed forces veterans embody these same values through their courage and service. We are proud to honor the sacrifices and enduring spirit of Desh Ke Lals like you, whose journey reminds us of what it truly means to protect and uplift our nation. Jai Hind.